right, Fly fans, we're back.
That's an intro. Just direct and to the point.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to the point. What you got? What you got?
Nothing positive. No, like
Okay.
all the
I got something positive. I'll start us off. So you watch like the short clips of Joe Rogan, right?
Every once in a while, yes.
You know he likes talking about the pyramids.
Yes.
Okay. And, you know, they give him all these ideas, and he has ideas about how the pyramids got there. And I guess I'm going to have to educate him. There's only one way those pyramids got there. Listen, we can't even replicate what they did back then, which means they had more wisdom than we have now. So how could they have more wisdom than us, the fallen angels? The angels who were kicked out of heaven, they had all kinds of wisdom. They still have all kinds of wisdom. That's how those pyramids got built. That's how you're not moving. What are those? Each stone.
Well, wait, hold on. You know there's a guy who showed he can move those.
He did it, but the distance they were moving them and getting them down the rivers and everything.
Right, but he did that one guy. Now imagine thousands.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What about the perfection with what they were built with?
Yeah, that's fair too.
I'm telling you, it's fallen angels gave them the wisdom and gave them everything they needed to know to move those blocks. I'm trying to remember how much each, it's an ungodly number for each stone, how much it weighs. And I don't want to say anything because I'll probably...
He doesn't mean 666 either. That's not what he's talking about when he says ungodly number. It's just, that's a large amount is what he's saying.
Yeah. So, Joe Rogan, if you see our podcast, there's the answer. That's how the pyramids got built, and that's why we can't duplicate it, and we'll probably never be able to duplicate it. But I sure would like to go over there and see them.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
And not be like the other dumb Americans who climb up pyramids like they're not supposed to, and like down in Mexico and everything.
Yeah.
And
was she an American? She did not sound American.
Oh, was she not?
I could be wrong. She could have been American and just, had...
There was her, and then there was another one, and the guy, they hit him in the head with the stick and everything, and I was like, yeah, he deserves that. He deserves that. So.
I don't know why they rule off grounds. I don't, like off limits.
Because they were doing so much damage going up and down. People were putting graffiti on them. You know,
that I understand, but like...
You can't.
Nothing lasts forever anyway. Might as well enjoy it.
The pyramids have been lasting forever.
Yeah, because nobody's allowed to climb them.
Well, exactly. Exactly. That's how you're going to keep them. And, hey, with them fallen angels, that's where we got giants from, too. And don't let anybody deceive you. Oh, there's no evidence of giants. There are. Smithsonian's keeping things secret. And that Special Forces team from the United States Army, they fought one. And one of them got killed, and they made up some phony baloney about how he died helping regular soldiers clear IEDs. Let me tell you what. Green Berets don't work with regular soldiers. That's not how it goes. So, them fallen angels, man, caused all kinds of havoc. And, did great things like the pyramids because they can. And we can't. So there, that opens the podcast. What else, man?
I think I set a record for quickest from Lamar to Nevada the other day.
On your bike?
Oh, yeah. Me and my buddy. I'm not going to name names because, if I go down alone. But, we were booking it. There wasn't one time that we were doing under 100, like from Lamar to Nevada.
How long did it take you?
Like 15 minutes,
and
20 minutes.
How long of a trip is it normally?
It's about 25 to 30, depending on. Yeah, we were moving.
That's cool.
That's a freedom. That's that freedom that I'm talking about. It can't be matched.
Did you see any highway patrolmen?
We did not.
Did any see you?
Maybe. They didn't even bother if they did.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a rush. Love it.
That is cool. Well, I'm also going to tell you this, man. If you're younger, don't let people get you down. Like my teachers, man, when I was in high school, they always told me, look, you're not going to amount to anything because of all the procrastination that you do. And I looked at them and I said, Just wait.
On a serious note, it doesn't matter what anybody says anyway, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, we've already talked about this before, but from a little different angle, we all die anyway, so who cares if you're the latest and greatest? You're going to die eventually, and you're going to be forgotten, just like everybody else.
Yeah,
Nobody
but you don't want
cares.
to go to prison. I mean, that's not...
I don't know. You get 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
Of course, you might have to get, worry about getting your booty cheeks clapped, but, for some people, that's a risk they're willing to take.
Oh, yeah.
I also know that there's some people in jail who shouldn't be in there, so, it's all... Yeah, that's why I'm not happy. The government. I hate our government.
Yeah, me
I just
too.
love this country. Hate the government.
Yeah, they're so corrupt. I'll tell you what, speaking of that, since we're talking about that, and that Mulvaney who was on the Bud Light cans and everything, who should they be putting on cans?
I don't know.
How about nobody? And just, this is Bud Light, this is Coors Light, this is Miller Light. Why they got to put a face on there?
I think they could have, looked at their demographic a little closer and been like, yeah, this probably isn't a good idea. And then I like how they like to save face, and the person who was in charge of that is like taking a leave of absence.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah. But see, and that's, like you said, well, and I found out this, I can't remember his first name. Uh-oh, don't take us down because I called him a him.
Yeah, he's a dude. You got a dick between your legs, you're a dude.
And I've told you guys this before. I found this out, and I don't know why more conservatives aren't pushing it. Even if a man gets a sex change, they leave his prostate. If you have a prostate, you're a male. There's no argument about that's facts. You can't argue with facts. So, but here was my, you just said, well, they are suffering, but Nike's sponsoring that guy too, and I don't see anybody taking out their Nikes and cutting them in half or shooting them with
yeah, I wear Nikes.
Rifles.
Okay. Like, I can't stand LeBron, but I have 2 pairs of his shoes. Like, because I like the way they look, and he's already made his money. Like, they already paid him.
Yeah.
So,
and they're comfortable, right?
Yeah, I like them. They're comfortable. They look good. Which makes me look good. But, so no, go ahead with yours. I'll remember mine.
Go ahead.
It's a complete change of topic.
Oh, okay. Because you're speaking of shoes, I just wanted everybody to hear this because I already told you. So, I've got like 12, 13 pairs of Puma, and then I, put my feet in some Hokas, and I was like, yeah, I'm never going back to Pumas, and which basically I'm not, but old habits die hard. And the other day I was in the shoe store, and they had slip-on Pumas, and I was like, oh, yeah, man. That would be cool. I don't have to lace up anything, just slip them babies on. So I bought me another pair of Puma, and the first day, I wore them. Everything was good. When you got 13, 14 pair of shoes, you don't wear the same shoes every day. And when I go to the gym, I like to color coordinate. I like my shoes to match my shorts. And so then I wore them the second time, and when I was wearing them the second time, I started getting pains running up the back of my heel, like it was a buzzing in my Achilles tendon, and I'm like, man, I hope my Achilles tendon's not going to tear, because that would be par for the course for me, as you see me wearing this thing on my arm because I got tendonitis in my elbow. But anyway, so I'm like, man, what the heck is going on? So the third day, man, it was really bad. So this morning I pulled them out, and I was like, man, I'm gonna try these again. I put them on, and instantly something's not feeling right. I'm like, what the heck? So I pull the shoes off. I wear a size 9, and I look at the first shoe, size 9. Then I look at the one that's hurting my foot, size 10. And I know you're probably thinking, Dad gum, Paul, you couldn't tell the difference. Between a 9 and a 10, it's not that big of a difference, but it's enough distance for your heel to slip in the back. And wasn't my fault. It was the shoe person, because the 9 was on display, and they said, well, here's the first 9, and I'll go and get you the other 9 to match up with it. And so I just took them at the word.
They were using that Common Core foot measurement.
Yeah, so I had a 10 and a 9, so I went over there today, and thankfully the manager's somebody we know, and she's like, do you have your receipt? And I was like, no. No, but I just, like bought them last week. And she said, okay, and went and got me the other 9, and I gave her back the 10. What I was hoping was going to happen, this is what I was hoping, because I have high hopes. Well, you've already
Just give you the 9 and the 10.
Yeah, and then I was going to give you the 10. But she was like, yeah, okay, and just give me the 9. And I was like, oh, man. So it didn't work out the way I was hoping. So go ahead with yours.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I knew. So I'm gonna share the bad news, but I'm gonna share the funny side where I find the humor in things. It helps me keep going. So our country is just one step closer to communism. I don't know if you heard about it. The housing community. If you have good credit now, you're going to be penalized to make up for the ones who have bad credit who still want to get homes. I don't know if you knew that. So here's my advice to all of you with good credit. Wreck your credit. Just absolutely destroy it. If everybody's got bad credit, the system, their idea behind it will absolutely fail. I'm hoping and praying it already does fail, but if you wreck your credit and everybody's got bad credit.
So how would they penalize? Like, I'm not buying anything. I'm not buying a house. I already got my house and stuff.
Yeah.
How are they going to penalize me?
No. Just home buyers. Like if you're buying a house
and you've got
and
good credit.
And they're like, oh, you have good credit, you're going to have to pay extra fees.
Oh, man.
Gotta love that. So they can use that to counterbalance the people with bad credit who are trying to buy homes. That's what they're doing. So there's socialism at its finest. But, yeah, just fuck your credit up. Just ruin it. Destroy it. Go out right now, get 3 credit cards, purchase a nice purchase, and don't pay it.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Disclaimer, that is horrible advice. But that's also, credit's a joke anyway, if you think about it. Like in the grand scheme of things, the way you build your credit, like you can take care of everything cash. That's not going to help your credit. The only way you build credit is if you put yourself in debt.
Yeah.
It's just
that's true, man. And
catch 22.
Yeah, well,
but
I saw a headline about that, but I was just like, oh, that's just freaking propaganda crap. And
you already know who let me know about that. So
who let you know?
Oh, of course, Roxy. She's up to date on
the
latest and greatest.
I figure Roxy or Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey knows a lot.
Yeah, dadgum, man. Well, I don't want to stay on that too long because...
Yeah, no, we can get off of it, but I just wanted to let you know how my brain works and the funny things that I think about. Oh, just wreck your credit. You'll be fine.
Yeah, so if you do have bad credit and this other person's paying extra fees, do you get a discount buying your house?
I don't know how it works. I haven't looked into it. Just Roxy was
And does this work for cars? And
man, I hope not. I really hope not. Buying a car right now is stupid. If you buy a car... Unless it's from a private sale, don't go to a dealership. I don't care I don't care how bad you need. They are overcharging like crazy. Makes absolutely no sense.
Unless you can do what I did, because my Tacoma was 42, but they gave me 21 for my GMC. So,
that's the other problem. That's why even used cars are so expensive. Is because these dealerships are giving so much for the used vehicles.
Well, do people know about that Toyota Corolla you told me about? Tell them about that.
Oh, like the extra, what was it, $30K above MSRP? Like
we're talking a Toyota Corolla. Granted, it's souped up a little bit.
It was the more sporty version, but yeah, it's.
Tell them what the price was.
I don't remember what the price was.
$73,000.
Oh yeah, something like that.
$73,000 for a Toyota Corolla. I'm sorry, but if I'm spending that kind of money, I better have a whole lot more than a Toyota Corolla.
I don't know about now because I haven't been paying attention to the price of Corvettes, but I know a couple years back, not the newest Corvette, but a couple years back, you could get a brand new Corvette for that price.
Yeah.
I would much rather have a Corvette than a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah. I'll tell you what car I would love to have. We're going back now. When I was in high school, I was a fan of Starsky and Hutch. You ever seen their car?
Yep.
I was reading up on it. The regular engine that came with it, kind of a dog, so they traded it out. That car had 435 horsepower.
Wow.
But it was funny, all that horsepower, and then I read 0 to 60, 5.6 seconds.
Well, you got to think about how heavy that car
Well,
was.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That is true. That is very true. But, man, I love that car. And a lot of people don't know. They think it's just red with the white stripe. But around that white stripe is a blue pinstripe. So the car is actually red, white, and blue.
That's
and the
cool.
last one that sold, because, you know, they used a few cars for that. The last one that sold, I can't remember if it was 40 or 50,000. And that was back in...
I figured it was going to be more than that.
Well, no, because this was back like in 2014.
Oh, okay.
So I would love, those. I almost had a Gran Torino. I was going to buy it off of another dude in my school, and my uncle went over with me, and we were checking it out, and he goes, you know, pal, it looks good, but look at him. You know he's run this car.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. So there I ended up with a Malibu Classic.
That's why I don't buy, like, I got friends who buy used sports bikes, and, like, I take great care of my bike, but they're made to be ran. But
Yeah.
you got to take care of them. You have to make sure you're on top of the servicing and everything like that, and I know that even for me, sometimes it's hard for me to stay on top of it, where I'm like, I'd rather go ride than take care of that responsibility. So, fortunately, I make the smart decision. I do take care of it, but, like, most people aren't like that. Oh. So that's why I don't buy used sports bikes.
Well, that makes sense. That does make sense because you know they're going to be run hard. I've never seen anybody who owns a sport bike. Not that I know a ton of people, but I mean, you watch the videos and everything. I've never seen anybody who doesn't run those things hard. And that freaking truck you sent, that video, that was crazy. I think it was a Dodge, black Dodge, and the cop was behind him. You had your mom show me.
Did I send it?
Yeah, and he took off, and it came up off of its wheels, man, and then hit back down. I don't know what was in that truck, but oh my goodness. I mean, it was gone.
How long ago was this?
Oh, just a couple weeks ago.
Really?
I was like, yeah, that thing would bury a Hellcat, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was it literally was flying.
That's crazy.
So, hey, since we like to talk about working out, I've been reading this on Google because Google answers everything. But I have to disagree with these geniuses. I wrote it down here. Let me see. Your body doesn't know the difference between refined sugar and fruit sugar. Now, granted, a diabetic can't eat a lot of fruit because it is sugar. But to say your body doesn't know the difference, look, if you eat Twinkies all day long, you're going to be one big fat slob. If you eat oranges all day long, you're probably going to get sores on your tongue and stuff, but it is not going to make
Is it the sugar that's the difference, though, or is it the other crap that's in it?
Well, yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yes, I don't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't think about that, did you?
Yeah, no, because I'm not a scientist. But when I heard that, I was like, because there's a guy, they call them fruitarians, where all they do is eat fruit. And this guy, I forget what he does. I can't remember if he was a marathon runner or what. But by the time he was to this interview, he had already ate 20 oranges. And I mean, now my thought was, especially with my stomach, how does this guy get to run a marathon instead of sitting on the toilet the whole time, crapping his guts out?
Your body probably gets accustomed to it, I would say. Your body probably adapts to it.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. So, anyway, we were asked about these cups. If you want to know, hit us up. I think it's $12 plus shipping. And hit us up if you want one and talk to Teresa, Roxy, get them made. We'll send them out to you. So, what else, man? Let's make this a good one.
All the ideas that I had are just, they leave my mind as soon as I'm sitting here.
So, what are we going to hit up in Branson for the trip?
I have no idea.
You sent something.
I know.
You sent something. What was that? Or you either sent it or we're talking. If you were talking to me, I already forgot. But you were talking to Mom.
Oh, the car show?
No, the car show. But I thought there was.
I definitely want to do go-karts.
Yeah, but
that was fun with Drew.
Yeah, definitely want to do the go-karts. Yeah, I don't know, man. Okay, you need to start writing things down. We are unscripted, but
I'm a procrastinator.
You got to. Okay.
You just
You're
wait.
Not gonna.
You just wait.
Yeah.
I don't just. Oh, you think it's bad now? Just wait when the weather's actually warm. I'm never going to want to be in this garage because I'm going to want to be riding.
That's why I'm telling you, man, we got to get some podcasts ahead. We were ahead, and what happened? Oh, you went on
vacation, and
yeah.
I just,
and
again, procrastinated.
We just loaded them up, man. We just...
Oh, my TikTok video that blew up. Let's talk about that
yeah.
for a second. Was not expecting that, like, at all. Like, I thought I was going to get a lot of haters on that video. Like, I thought the comments were just going to be riddled with, you know, your transphobic douchebag or something. I don't know, but I feel like, this is just my opinion, but I feel like that video proved with the amount of feedback that I got from everybody who was like, thank you for having the guts to say. The mass majority of comments were, thank you for having the guts to say what we're all thinking. And to me, that just proves that the mass majority isn't putting up with this crap. But again, they are afraid to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't be afraid.
I'm not afraid to hurt anybody's feelings.
They're not afraid to hurt our feelings.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know, but that's, you know, they're trying to be, you know, the people who are like, thank you for saying, you know, what all of us are thinking. I feel like they're just trying to be polite people, even though the rest of the world isn't being polite. But I think percentage-wise, statistically, that just proves how over it everybody is, because the amount of people who are just like 100% agree, like, amen, about time somebody says it, you know. Everybody else can speak up too. The only comment that I got, the only one that was negative, and I was going to respond to it, but then I was like, nope, I'm not even going to give him his 15 minutes of fame. Like, I'm not doing it. The only one that was negative was something about what an ignorant thing to say. You should do your research, and something about fix your chain or something. Like, that was the most negative comment that was on there. And I was going to respond to it of, like, what do you want me to research? And just pull out a book on, like, monkeys or something. Like, just be totally sarcastic. Like, you didn't specify what you wanted me to educate myself on and research. So, like, if you're going to hit me with that.
Here's what gets me. You got these guys saying they're women, and then they want to try to act all tough.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And you only do that on video, you know, their little TikToks or whatever. Yeah, try to stop me from going into a bathroom. I guess maybe depending on where you're at, if you're around here where we live and you're a dude trying to go in a woman's bathroom, you will pay the price. That's all I'm going to say, because I know what it's like where we live, and it's very a lot of rednecks, and I say that in a good way, because rednecks are good people. So, and I don't know, man. Or like when Ben Shapiro was on this panel, and
You're going to head home in an ambulance. Well,
Yeah.
ambulances don't take you home, so that's weird.
Bruce Caitlin, you know, he said that to. That's right. I said he. He said that to Ben Shapiro.
It wasn't what's her name? Or what's his name? It wasn't Caitlyn Jenner. It was a completely different dude.
That was not Caitlyn Jenner?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, who was it?
To be fair, Caitlyn Jenner's a prettier looking dude than this guy was. Like, this dude was.
They're both pretty scary looking.
Yeah, but, like, listen, you picked a size 9 and a size 10 shoe. You're not very observant, okay? So I am. Like, the difference between faces and everything, so I see it. There's a huge difference. This dude was like a dude with long hair. Caitlyn Jenner's a little more feminine looking dude.
Okay.
Like, little more.
All right. Well, I'm glad it wasn't Caitlyn Bruce. Man, when I was a kid and Bruce was on the Wheaties boxes and everything, he was the man. He was the man. I think getting married into that, how do you say their name?
Kardashians?
Kardashians, man. I think that messes with your head.
Look at what it did to Kanye.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy, man. Oh, poor people.
Oh, but that was a... Oh, listening to Bizzle. He brings that up. He's like, Kanye started calling himself Yeezus, and nobody batted an eye, but when he found Jesus, all of a sudden he's crazy.
Yeah.
It shows you...
Well, he has said some crazy things. I mean, what was he saying about it? Was he praising Hitler? Or?
I don't know. I didn't watch it, but yeah, I just...
Here's what I wanted you to say, though. Tell them how they can find you on TikTok, because, man, that's over 24,000 followers you have.
I got 23,000 followers. But, which shows you how much this page is slacking. Whew! We got a long way to go. But, also, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last one. I think I did. I've been using hashtags, except in the last video. I don't think I did it this time.
I was going to tell you to quit using them, because it went down.
I feel like the views went down when I started using hashtags. So, like I said, this is going to be organic growth. You got to tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies. Who cares? Like, let them know about us.
But how can they find you on TikTok?
Just GSXR, Jixer, GSXR, and then _GOAT, GOAT, and then you can find me on TikTok. I know that some people don't like using TikTok, but I feel like you have more freedom there, especially over Facebook. Shoot, somebody reported my video. It could have been the tranny boy on who I stitched the video with. I don't know, but it got reported. It was taken down for review for community guidelines, and I appealed it, and I won, and they put my video back up.
Yep,
so there's a win there. That wouldn't have happened on Facebook. I know that for a fact because I've tried to say things on Facebook, and it gets taken down, and I try and, appeal it, and they're like, no, you're hateful. Oh, okay.
Yeah, here's the thing. At first, when I heard the Chinese are, getting all your information through TikTok, and I was like,
so is our government.
Here's the thing. But you're going to let a spy balloon fly over the whole country and not take it down. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Listen, listen. Oh, I'm trying to stay away from. I'm saying listen again.
Listen up.
Listen. I'm trying to stay away from politics, but sometimes we got to go there. If some of you are praising this government we have right now, you are delusional. Joe Biden can't even put a sentence together. That dude, man, I'm telling you, he's not all there. Tries to shake hands with people who aren't even there, points at people who aren't there, waves at people who aren't there.
Looks for people who have been dead for a while. Hey, we're such and such.
Yeah. And you guys, you liberals want to sit back and go, well, he's doing a good job. Name something that he's done good. Have you looked at the price of gas? It's right now at Murphy's.
Getting stupid.
Right now at Murphy's, which is you get the best deal, $3.28 a gallon for regular unleaded, and man, I don't. Well, the Bible.
It's not just the Democratic side. There's a bunch of scumbags.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Republican side
Yeah.
too, so. Like that's why I said I hate our government,
Yep.
love our country, hate our government.
Yep.
It's easy. You can differentiate between the two, and that's where I leave it.
well, I'm going to say this since you're saying that. Ron DeSantis. Everybody loves Ron DeSantis. Listen, man,
He's
that guy
bought and
is
paid for.
backed by George Soros. These people got their hands in everybody's pockets, and when somebody owns you, you got to do them favors. Trump didn't want anybody's money, didn't need anybody's money, took $1 of his salary a year and gave the rest back. And you can say what Trump's a racist. Really? What about that homeless black woman he was letting live in Trump Towers? Just no charge. Just his people ask, what do you want us to do about her? Let her live here. I mean, he's done. Oh, man. I don't want to go there. Anyway, you liberals suck, and some of you Republicans suck.
Yeah, you can't reason with stupid people, so there's no point in talking about
Yeah.
it. That's why I said I ended with our government sucks, our country's
Yeah.
great, our government sucks. It's as simple
Our country's
as that.
great?
I love our country.
What do you love about it?
The freedoms that I have here that,
What freedoms?
well, for one, I can walk outside my house and not worry about the police coming to my door for absolutely no reason.
There's other countries you can do that.
Yeah, but not all of them. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, there
no,
are,
no,
but there's,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
still.
no, I got what you're saying. Yeah. I like the freedoms. Like when I get down and read my Bible and I pray, I don't worry about somebody kicking in my doors and hauling me off to jail or whatever. But I'm telling you, I don't think it's too far away.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too far away. However, you did tell me the good news about Texas.
Yeah. Texas passed that bill where the 10 Commandments are going to be put up in schools, which is definitely a win. And for anybody who wants to whine and cry about that separation of church and state, you need to go back and see what that rule and law actually is, because I don't think it means what you think it means.
No, it
and I say that sarcastically because it doesn't. But, yeah, if you look at any time in history, it doesn't matter where you look. It could be biblical or just historical. Any time a country or a nation has biblical principles, basic biblical principles, they do all right. Like, they thrive pretty well. And it's the moment that they decide to push God out and act like they are the gods and they got all the answers, that's when shit starts hitting the fan. And look at us, America.
See, and that's my problem. Like the atheist, no, can't have the 10 Commandments because I don't believe in God. Okay, the first commandment, thou shalt have no other gods before me. If you don't believe in God, you're your own God. So just say that first one, hey, nobody can be before me because I'm number one. Then the rest of them, what? Do you think it's okay to lie? Do you think it's okay to steal? Do you know, just, I mean, use your head. What's wrong with telling kids, thou shalt not steal? Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt honor your mother and father. And that if you had crappy birth parents like myself, that doesn't mean I have to honor them. I honor the people who filled the gap and were my mother and father, did the job that my mom and dad should have done. Now, don't get me wrong. My relationship was restored with my dad in the end, and, you know, somewhat with my mom. I went 28 years without seeing my mother, so it's, you know, the mom is still like, oh, my little boy, whatever. But when you're a grown man, you know, you can't relate to that. So, you know, the people who were my mom and dad, my grandmother and grandfather, my aunt, my uncle, Mr. and Mrs. Kamoski, just the people who fill the gap, you want to honor those people. We need the 10 Commandments on the walls. And these little punks mouthing off to their teachers. Man, when I was in school, if the one teacher couldn't have handled you, they'd have another one come in and they would whoop your ass, because I had it happen in front of my whole class. And when they were whipping me with that paddle, I stuck my hand back there and I thought it broke my hand. And guess what? When that teacher, because I was kind of a class clown, you know, he lined us up at the door. He said, nobody move. As soon as he turned his back, I took off down the hallway, ran up the stairs and everything. And then I was like, man, how come nobody's coming after me? Well, I guess I better go back to class. And I had him buffaloed for a while because I came from New York and we were out in Colorado. And I said, you try to paddle me, I'll sue you. So I came back and he's pulling the paddle out. And I said, you paddle me, I'll sue you. He said, yeah, I talked to your grandma. She said, go ahead and whoop your butt. And after that, man, when he told me to stand somewhere, I stood at attention and didn't move. We need more of that. We need it. That makes good quality children.
Yeah. Let them know that there's consequences for their actions.
Exactly.
Because the real world will give you consequences for your actions. It's none of this, you know, participation trophy award crap. You're gonna get what's coming to you. So.
And if you're a grown person and you're down on your hands and knees screaming in a restaurant or a store, we call those temper tantrums. Those are what 2-year-olds do. And even 2-year-olds get straightened out. Why people are letting this stuff go on is beyond.
That just brings up another point, too. Like, nobody takes you seriously.
No.
We don't take the 2-year-olds seriously. So
absolutely.
We're not going to take you seriously. So, yeah.
That's a good point, because when the 2-year-old is throwing the temper tantrum, if you give that 2-year-old what you want, then that 2-year-old is controlling you. If you give a grown person who's screaming and throwing a temper tantrum what they want, they're controlling you. Don't give in to that crap.
We're going to end it here because, this is well over 30 minutes. But I have some friends who one of their kids took off on them, and this isn't the first time. Like, and I said, yeah, my son ran from me one time, and they were like, what really? What happened? And I was like, I caught up to him and I took his legs out from under him. I straight up tripped him, and he's lucky he got his hands out in front of him because he would have ate dirt with his face.
I never even heard about that.
Oh yeah, he ran one time and legs gone, and he never ran again.
See,
I was like, if you would do that to him, because it wasn't his first time, I was like, if you would do that to him, I promise he will not run again. Because you let him know you mean business. Because as soon as you knock him on his rear end, you pick him up and you say, don't you ever run from me again, and leave it at that.
You don't have to say that. How old is the child?
3.
Yeah.
I'm taking the feet out on a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yep. Because they know better. They know better. Kyle knows better already. Yeah. You tell him no, and he
I can stand up and look at him now, and he's like.
And how old is he?
He's just over 1.
Yeah,
like
1 year old.
Yep.
And they already know. So here's the question before we hang this up. Are you controlling your children, or are your children controlling you?
Fade to black.
I dare you to try and stop me from going into a women's bathroom.
I dare you to try and stop me from going into... Listen, you sounded so manly right there. I was impressed. You said it with your chest. I bet you're hanging a little to the left today, aren't you? It's weird. I've said it before and I'll say it again. What's slapped between your legs, that dictates what bathroom you use, okay? I don't understand where the confusion's coming from. So if you still got a ding-a-ling hanging down there, use the men's. And if you don't, use the women's, okay? So if you want to go ahead and chop that off, by all means, have at it. But, yeah, and if you want to get violent and aggressive, I can assure you, I am definitely one of those people who is all for fuck around and find out. So let the games begin, shall we? Said it never happened, show them what's up. Said we never make it, about to blow up. Boom! Let me get into your mind and we'll find all the negativity inside. Gonna flip that switch when it hits a ditch, you know it won't survive.